Look what just showed up. Oh. Let me get my coat off and then we'll start the unboxing of our new rolling mill. So this is an exciting moment for us because this is our first rolling mill, modern rolling mill. If anyone's been following my Instagram for a while, I rebuilt an old rolling mill eons ago now, I think like 6 years ago plus. It was from 1890, it was really old, and it was only good for doing square bar. So it had very limited use. This is the 130 millimeter Pepe rolling mill. And the combination rolling mill, I must add. I went with this one because in terms of cost to size, this is a bargain, and the combination is just going to become incredibly valuable to us in this studio. So let's cut it open and see. It's very heavy, so it's going to be a little difficult. We may have some camera problems, but we'll see. Basic paperwork, stuff, good. And there's the handle. I love this finish that Pepe does in all their stuff. Like I'm not sure if it's powder coat or what, but like I just love the way it's done. It looks really nice. Oh, what a beast. Popped off some caps by accident. That is a pretty looking mill, I gotta say. So I'm not sure why there's bolts here. I think it might have been actually like bolted into a piece of cardboard or something at the bottom to prevent it from shifting in transit. I'll get rid of those because I'll be bolting it to my tabletop from now on. They're greasy, but that's okay. I would rather have greasy rollers any day than have rusty rollers. I have dealt with rust on mills in the past, and it is not fun. There's no way of, well, there's very few ways of treating these or getting them back to absolutely round and rust-free. So just, yeah, in the end, just keep them as clean as you possibly can. So anyway, from here to here, 130 millimeters. They have a special hardening technique for their rollers, and I don't fully understand it. I believe it's like it's not case hardening. It's definitely better than that, but it's variable, and I don't fully understand. But anyway, their rollers are very, very well done, very high shine. Gonna have to get this grease off, but that's totally cool. Yeah, these are really nice mills. And there are so few good mills left in the world that you can buy. I would say Pepe and Durston are the biggest brands that you can get now for rolling mills. I won't speak for the Asian ones. I know they're available, but I don't have any experience with them. And a lot of the reviews I get are very mixed. So they exist, but whether or not I'd recommend them as a good mill, I'm not really sure. It's there. Or, well, actually, I'll do it this way maybe.
We should probably read the instructions.
Nah.
I'm keeping that audio in.
There we go. So let's move this mill to where I believe it's going to live. It's just going to be over here on my tabletop in the corner. I'm going to see which orientation works best. Maybe I'll try it before I bolt it down. I'm not entirely sure yet, but let's put it over there and maybe you guys can help me out in that choice. Where I think it's going to live, it'll get bolted down to the edge of my tabletop, and then there's plenty of room for the handle. Maybe it'll move over just a touch. I don't know. We'll see. The alternative would be like this. The upside to going this way would be that we don't have, well, I mean, this hasn't been bolted down yet, so this can move. We would have an infinite number or infinite amount of space, so there's no wall to get in the way. So just in the comments, I'm interested to hear from you guys whether or not you think having the room length would be good. Do you do a lot of wire, or would against the wall be okay? Do you just do some shorter stuff? I mean, this isn't really an insignificant amount of space. This is about 24 inches. So I don't know about you, but if you're mostly doing rings, maybe that's good. It's hard to say. So let's get the grease cleaned off of these rollers so that it doesn't make a huge mess. And let's do some rolling. Let's see how this works out. I'm very excited because, like I said, this is my very first rolling mill, modern rolling mill, and I want to get started. So I don't know what the highest this can go is. Future Dan here. From my vantage point, I didn't realize that this little stopper thing was so important at the time. This is like a foolproof method that Pepe's implemented that stops the mill from overextending itself, basically. From where I was standing, I didn't really realize that, and I'd only handled the mill for a couple of minutes, so this is kind of stupid of me to have overlooked, but here we are. So ignore everything after this regarding loosening your mill too far. You can't do it with this particular mill. There's a spring in here which forces this up. I don't want to go too high, because something that, if you didn't know this, if you raise your mill too high, you can derail it, sort of. And basically what that does is just throws everything out of whack. You pop the thread out. And then to re-thread it, you have to make sure that it's perfectly even on both sides, so that your piece, when you roll it, is actually flat. So I don't know what the maximum height is off the top of my head, but we will find out. And I know that this can run texture plates. If you don't know what texture plates are, they're basically like a steel plate that's been engraved with a pattern. It could be an infinite number of things. Basically, you put that flat, put a piece of metal on top, and you roll it through your mill, and it imparts that texture into the metal. So if it can take a plate and the metal, it can definitely go pretty wide. I'm gonna say about 1/4 inch, maybe, but again, I will figure out exactly what the maximum height is. So that's all we have for this video. We are very much looking forward to using this rolling mill. Look forward to seeing it in many, many projects to come. I will see you guys in the next one.